that the article was talking about women's advancement, that women are going to be the majority of the workforce. But for further explanation, I'm going to refer to the expert here, Julie Graber. She can explain to you how that is figured out later. Women have made tremendous progress in virtually every field. Some of you may remember the days when women couldn't have their credit cards or take out mortgages or loans. And it was Congresswoman Bella Abzug from New York who wrote legislation in 1971 making it illegal to discriminate against women trying to get credits, loans, and mortgages. Today, single women account for the fastest growing home buying population, and 21% of all home purchases are by single women, twice the rate of single men. As we all know, education is key to prosperity for all individuals. And in recent years, more than half of the college degrees in this country were earned by women. In 2008, women made up almost half of law school students, and women earned 35% of the MBA degrees. And for those of you who are parents with daughters like I am, you'll be pleased to know that young women are doing better than young men these days. 19% of women in their 20s have bachelor's degrees, compared to only 15% of men. In contrast to what generations before them had to endure, today's women do have many more opportunities and rewards. However, 80% of women are still clustered in what we call the pink-collar jobs. Jobs such as cashiers, sales clerks, secretaries, with low pay, low benefits, or sometimes no benefits at all. Gender pay equity in the workplace remains an issue. And here are some facts that remind us that we still have a long way to go. When President Kennedy signed the Equal Pay Act in 1963, the pay gap was 59 cents to $1. Today, women still earn only 80 cents for every dollar earned by men, and only 6% of women are top earners in this country. While the pay gap is narrowing between male and female new college graduates, according to a 2008 report from AAUW, Behind the Pay Gap, 10 years after graduation from college, women began to fall behind. They earn only 69 cents for every dollar earned by men. 10 years after graduation, college-educated men working full-time have more authorities in the workplace than their female counterparts. And more men are likely to be involved in hiring and firing, supervising others, and setting pay. And Catalyst, this is an organization that promotes and advances women in the corporate sector. Studies done by Catalyst echoes the same study done by AAUW. According to Catalyst, that women, especially women of color, are underrepresented in management, and they are even paid less compared to the white male managers. For every dollar that white male managers earned, white women managers earn 59 cents. African American managers earn 58 cents. Hispanic women managers earned 48 cents, and Asian women managers earned 67 cents. The pay gap is a serious problem for women and for their families, and it impacts everyone. When women earn less for what they do, they have less money to spend for their families, less funds for purchasing a home, to save for their children's college funds, and eventually for their own retirement security. According to our Labor Department statistics, the average person will have had around 9 jobs by the time they are age 34. In the current state of economic downturn, when the unemployment rate is reaching historic high, when jobs are being globally outsourced and permanently lost because some of the skills are obsolete, more than ever, as a country, we need to reinvent ourselves and retool our skills. Women have been great at reinventing themselves. Rosie the Riveter and her cohorts during World War II held many jobs that were beyond the imagination of anyone before the war. The Bolton Act of 1943 by Cleveland's own Congresswoman Frances Payne Bolton gave countless women, especially African American women, an educational and career opportunity in nursing. Women who until then were mostly in domestic or clerical jobs took up the challenge and reinvented themselves as nurses to fill the needs of our nation during the war. The Congresswoman not only broke down the racial barrier, but also helped the nursing become the hippest and most promising careers in those days for women. And as history would repeat itself, nursing skills are back in demand for both men and women, not because of the war, but because the baby boomer generation is aging. As our nation moves toward economic recovery, the labor shortage will again be upon us. Demands for talents and skills will be back. And this is where the Women's Bureau can do best. We help the nation tap into the best and often underutilized resources. That's women of all ages, to meet this challenge. We help prepare women for high-wage jobs with growth potential, such as careers in science, technology, engineering, mathematics, we call STEM careers, and also in green industries and construction-related fields. These jobs that will lead women to better financial security and, in the long run, retirement security. Sorry. Here's a hometown example of a successful solution, Hard-Headed Women of Cleveland. And I understand Hard-Headed Women of Cleveland is going to be expanded into Hard-Headed Women of Ohio, right? This organization has been a leader in the state, promoting and training women to enter occupations traditionally held by men. There are occupations such as plumbers, carpenters, electricians, steel workers. As you know, these jobs cannot be outsourced to other countries. But these jobs are considered non-traditional for women. And women are still underrepresented in these occupations. Also, women have a hard time entering and then staying on. And so what has the Hard-Headed Women done? Well, they help women and show them that they can have career options. They can do men's job if they're given an opportunity and are trained to do it, just like Rosie the Riveter. Hard-Headed Women has been a strong partner with the Women's Bureau for the past few decades. They've been the recipient for the Women in Apprenticeship and Non-Traditional Occupations grants, training and preparing hundreds of women for jobs in the skills trade. In 1999, when construction for the Carl B. Stokes Federal Courthouse building was underway in Cleveland, I worked with the General Service Administration, the landlord for the federal government, to hire hard-headed women to ensure that the contractors recruit and retain women for these construction jobs.